What is good, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. Yesterday my clothing brand just did a new drop, the Heritage collection. We still have a few pieces left in each shirt. So we have a wine shirt, a white sail shirt, a mocha shirt, and a vintage gray shorts right now. So go check it out. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. And today I'll be giving you guys the best tips to solo queue in rank play and climb the ladder all the way up to the top 250. Currently I'm sitting at number 48 on the ranked ladder. But I'm gonna show you guys my class setups real quick. I have 3 different class setups depending on the map and the mode. So I have my fast attack class, which is with demo clean shot rear grip, which gives you sprint to fire time and ADS speed. And then I use a cardinal stock for the strafe and the sprint speed. And then I have tundra barrel, shark fin, under barrel, high velocity ammo. The next class I will be using, this is my slower class while I'll play on maps. I'll use it on maps like El Asilo, Control, which is a big map. I just take off the rear grip and I add the fulcrum muzzle, and the fulcrum muzzle gives it recoil control for both vertical and horizontal. Very, very good. Every other attachment is the same. And last but not least is the Vaznev. So I'll be using this in like search and destroy a lot, or if I'm playing a map like Fortress Hardpoint, and I just need to get up close and personal on a certain hill. I use a True Tack rear grip, the Rosat stock, the spiral flash hider, and under barrel is shark fin 90. And in Modern Warfare 2, the meta is usually 2 AR players will be running the trophy system, 2 SMG players will be running dead silence. So when you have the trophy system, let's say you're on a P3 fortress, your job is to soak hill time. Do not over chow and die off this hill, because that can really mess things up for you and your team. But you want to make sure you have a trophy system like right here, which is blocking all the tacks, or you put the trophy system right here to get the other team to waste tacticals, and then you get information. If you see 3 or 4 tacticals or hear them get thrown at the front, you know there's multiple on you front. So don't die. You can maybe throw a little quick shimmy, and then your teammates, you can call for help. In game chat, you can communicate with them, call for help. But your job as an AR player is to make sure you're holding down the lanes, holding down the hill, putting trophy systems down in good spots, and they're not open, because you don't want to put your trophy system like just right here. If you put it right here, the team can just look over here, and then they can just shoot it. Okay, the guys have a trophy. Everyone throw attacks at hill. They throw 2 nades, and then you're dead on the hill, and they break the setup. Everything gets messed up. So that's when you are a trophy player. And if you're using an SMG, you really don't want to be running around art like this, because it's so loud. You can hear you running on the wood, so you'll get all the information. What you want to do is use dead silence. Then you just hit boat hops like this, hit the double window hop, climb up here, and then you can just hit them like top rails or something, and you're just so quiet and around the art. So this is your hot spot in Hardpoint. Just this whole building up close with a Vaznev, just being able to make plays like that. So make sure you have dead silence on when you are using an SMG. The only time you maybe shouldn't is on Embassy P5, the kitchen hill. So you could throw trophies in there and help your teammates, because that hill is just crazy. So much is going on in that hill. It's chaotic, and an extra trophy system could help. But every other map and mode, you pretty much want to have a dead silence SMG while you're running around. And if you want to get more consistent results, whether that be more kills, more wins, and your rise to the top of the rank play ladder, you want to have certain strats that you know work every single time. So on defense, on search and destroy hotel, I'll come over here, throw a stun nade like right here, and it will land in the P4 area. I'll either call for one of my teammates to do it in game chat, and we'll double nade this guy and get the kill. Or if I don't hit anyone, I know no one's playing the Godheady or the D2 side. They could still be on the D1 side desk, but you just know where you have to look. It kind of gives you some information, so you don't have to worry about everything. It's the same thing on hotel control. When you're on offense, you just come here and you throw it first round when you know they don't have a trophy system, so then you could just get a stun nade kill and get more map control and get pushed up. So all you gotta do is come over here. Let's see if I can hit it under pressure. I think that nade kind of hit. I don't know, close enough, but yeah, it's like right over there. And pretty much it just leads you to get more information. And your team, while you're throwing that, you could tell your teammates to push out of a low bedroom. You could tell them to run through couches all the way to this this L desk, and you want to communicate that in game chat. Yo, I'm gonna go nade your P4, you guys go do this, because communication is key in ranked play. Of course, not everyone might not talk back to you, but more often than not, they're going to be listening. I don't know if they're going to actually listen to what you say, but they will be listening, so it's worth a try. And this next tip mostly applies for search and destroy and control, because those are the slower paced game modes, and you could get audio cues a lot more often than in Hardpoint. You can sometimes do it in Hardpoint when you're on like the if you're like blocking the back spawns and you're in a rotational gunfight or something. But most of the time in search, when it gets late round, you want to cut the noise, because you're not always going to have dead silence. And when you don't have dead silence, what you need to do is either be crouching like this. You're still making a little bit of noise, but it's a lot quieter than walking around or sprinting around, because everyone can hear you. Even if they don't have sound EQ on they can still hear you, because the audio and the footsteps are so loud in this game. We're playing Modern Warfare 2 Ear Warfare. So what you want to do late round is you just be pre-aiming around like this, so you can still walk pretty quick, or just crouch around. And you want to do that when you're in the enemy base. You want to do that when you're in the enemy base, okay? And that's going to make them worry, because more often than not, the enemy team is going to have, they're going to be AR players back here playing with like a trophy system AR in the top bed. So if you get here and you cut your noise, you tell your teammates, they get the bomb down, they back up. You say, yo guys, I got all their bed, just chill. They really don't need to call out too much, and you can just play off the sound cues. I know it's very cheesy, it's very ratty, but unfortunately that is how this game is played. So you have to do it if you want to make the most of your gameplay and be able to get the most wins. So make sure when you're getting pushed up in control in the enemy base and searching and destroying the enemy base in late round, you cut the noise, cut the audio, and just listen and trust your instincts with what you're hearing. Don't second guess yourself. If you think you heard something, odds are you probably heard them. And now let's talk about rotating in hardpoint. So usually on a hardpoint map, there's anywhere from 5 to 6, maybe even 7 hills. But on this map, Hydro, there is what, 1, then there's 2, then there's 3, then there's 4, then there's 5. Okay, there's 5 hills on this map. Each hill has a place where you need a block. Each hill is a place where if you're in that spot blocking, you will be spawning the other team deep. So let's say we're on P3, which the hill is right here. You always need someone on your team to be standing right here. If you do not have someone standing right here, if they're just standing right here and you get kills, the other team will spawn out behind you here. So you always need someone blocking. Sometimes you're gonna have to be the one on your team that blocks. You see no one else doing it. Or you have to communicate game chat, yo, make sure someone's blocking if you're like pushed out in front of the hill. And then also late into the hill, let's say it's like 20 seconds left or something like that, you want to start pushing out, unblock to spawn, so when you get kills they spawn out back here, because the next hardpoint is P4 all the way over there. And that's what you really want to do on a lot of these hardpoint maps, making sure that someone is doing it, because if no one else is doing it, you need to step up to do it. And I know it can be very boring at times, but it's gonna give you guys the best chance to win. Sometimes someone has to do the boring stuff in order for you guys to get the win, and it's definitely worth it to get the SR. So let's say you spawned out from P2 on the P3 hill, which is pretty common. You'll usually get this spawn on the P3 hill if you're spawning out. You just come to the back over here, because the P4 rotates to this back side of this broken building, and then just come play the back. Just snake back here, post up, and wait for kills, and just try and be annoying. Be able to stay alive as long as you can, and buy your teammates time to get near to you or close to you, and make sure you are snaking. So all you have to do, lay down, sprint. You just want to sprint and lay down, sprint, lay down, sprint, lay down. I get going to more in-depth video about like snaking and all that stuff, but make sure you're snaking every head glitch in the game. And before you start climbing the ranked ladder in gaming, make sure you have good settings that you're comfortable with. I have a settings video that you can go check out where I show all my settings, but right now I'll just show you my controller settings right here. So 661 ADS, which is what most pro and top players play on. And if you go to advanced, I use the default aim assist. Some people use Black Ops. It's kind of personal preference, but majority of people do use default. And if you go down here, you can see the input. I'll show you guys that input real quick. For my left and right analog sticks. Oh, I did not mean to do that. And then we will go down here, and here's what I use. I would recommend you guys use like single tap sprint or single tap run. It's really good when you snake. In the Call of Duty League, you cannot use that. It's G8 or gentleman's agreements, but I would highly recommend it. If you are not playing professional Call of Duty, you're just playing rank play and stuff and want to get better, definitely use it. It saves the lifespan of your controller as well, because your analog sticks can get very worn out if you like for how much you have to double tap. So you could use that, or you could even use another one is the inverted slide and dive. So with inverted, all you do is hold the slide and tap to dive, which you are diving a lot in this game, so it is good. Instead of having to hold, you just dive. You just dive, and then make sure you are putting on, I didn't say it, but make sure you use dynamic aim response curve type. Make sure you use dynamic aim response curve type. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you are going to be running into hackers while you are playing ranked play. I run into hackers quite often, especially because I'm top 250 in the world. I'm literally 48th rank, and you run into a lot of hackers. Honestly, a lot of people, probably like 70% of the people on this list are a little sketchy and a little sus. So the higher the ranks you go, the more hackers you'll run into. But even at the lower ranks, you still might run into a couple people aim locking, soft aiming through walls. And if you watch the kill cam, you can kind of see how like their dot is perfectly centered on you before they even know where you are or see you, and then they'll center on you, they'll look away, and then they'll re-look at you to like play it off, because that's what they try and do when they're hacking. But honestly, you just gotta laugh it off, because it's gonna happen. Unfortunately, the anti-cheat doesn't really work. Yeah, it's not very good. It's not a real anti-cheat. But you just gotta laugh it off at the end of the day. We all love Call of Duty. We all have to play. It sucks that people hack and try to ruin the fun. But yeah, guys, just gotta laugh it off sometimes and keep on fighting, keep on moving and climbing the ranks. But I do really hope these tips help you guys improve your Call of Duty game, get you some more wins, and hope you see you guys in the top 50 soon. But thank you guys all for watching. I will see you all later. And as always, my name's Attach, and I'm out. Peace.